Hello YouTube, it's Retro Dave Nintendo here, and this video is going to be a slightly different take on what I normally do. It's going to be like a care video. So this is kind of what I do when I receive new games in the post. They're generally a bit grubby, and contacts need a bit of a clean up. I just normally get on with it. I normally kind of come to the bench here and just clean them up and then give them a test. You know, before I do any pickup videos, they're always clean before they go any further than this point. But I thought, why not? I thought I'd just do, you know, now I've got the camera set up on this bench, put a video together and show you basically how I clean the games, the contacts, take them apart and whatnot. I thought I'd share with you guys to give you maybe some cleaning tips. There's plenty of videos online. People have got varying opinions on what to use, what not to use. Some people are strongly against what I use to clean the games. Other people use the same method. So it's all about what you're comfortable with. I've personally cleaned all my games in this method, and I've not had a single problem with any game. So, and these games have been cleaned in the last 2 years, never had an issue. Yeah, so take it what you will. There's plenty of methods out there. I'm just going to show you my method. There's no right or wrong, I believe. So yeah, I'm going to show you basically from the beginning, yeah, what we do. So said game has arrived. As you can see, it's got general grime on there, and the back of the cartridge is coloured, and we can't help that. We can't do anything about that as far as I know. I mean, this is a common Super Nintendo trait where the rear of cartridges does discolour. So you can see there's a bit of grime there. I don't know if you can see the pins are quite a bit dirty. You'll see that more when we take it apart. But this game is, you know, it's seen some love. It's probably never had a good clean up. So what I do, and I've never done this before on camera, so you have to bear with me. So what you're going to need, basic cleaning, just some baby wipes, some wet wipes, bit of kitchen roll. So we'll start off with that first. Not sure I'm still going to work out on camera, but we'll give it a whirl. So get a square of kitchen roll ready to dry it off. You don't want the label getting soaking wet, obviously. So just basically get your wipe, just give it a quick wipe on the label. You don't want to be rubbing it for too long, and then give it a dry off. So the label I always do first, get that any grime off of that. Let's just zoom this out a little bit. I think I might be zooming a bit too far. And then just give the cartridge a general wipe over, get in, you know, scrunch it up, get in all the crevices. So what you can't get at, you can get with a baby wipe later on. So just run up the sides, you know, get in the cracks if you can. Yeah, so get where you can basically with the baby wipe. And again, say just dry it off with a bit of kitchen roll, kitchen towel. So as you can see, there's a bit of scum already. It's just, you know, general wear and tear, general grime. Okay, so where are we so far? Looking in the light. So yeah, the front's come up pretty good. All that, you know, surface crap has come off straight away. So there's no, in my eyes, there's no excuse to send a game out in that condition. You know, I always give my games a clean before I post them. You know, I wouldn't want to send someone some skanky game. But you know what eBay's like nowadays. People don't give a shit. So there we are. So let's give that a wipe over there on the bottom, and then just to the back. Give the back a quick wipe over. I mean, you can see there's evidence of previous like pen marks. Someone's actually written something there at some point, but now that's one thing I've never messed about with, and that is using like chemicals to get off those pen marks. There's different methods of doing it. To be honest, I don't buy games if they've got like names written on. Sometimes these Super Nintendo games have names written across here, here on the sides. I just try and avoid them because I can't be asked for trying to clean it off. I mean, I can live with that. That's not going to bother me in the slightest. There's obviously some light damage, but I say literally these games have arrived yesterday. I've not even tested them out yet, so I thought I'd just show you what we do. So right, so I'm happy with that. I'm happy that I've give that a little wipe over. We'll just give the sides a quick going over as well, just for good measure. So it's all had a good going over. Right, so you know, stage one, we're there. Right, next tool you're going to want is one of these security game bits. They come in a couple of sizes. This is a smaller one. I think it's 3.8mm. I could be wrong, but there's two sizes. There's this one, which opens NES and SNES and Game Boy, and then you've got a larger one which will open up the SNES console and Mega Drive and Master System games. They've got slightly larger security screws. So this is the correct one for this cartridge. So what we do is press down just gently and turn anti-clockwise. You'll see it, you'll feel it kind of bite. Or you don't want to go mad and round the screw off, because then you're going to be in a spot of bother. So just press down slightly and just give it a little turn. That will come undone, no problem at all. Right, then that should just lift away like that. So now what we'll do, we'll just pop the screw out on there. Be careful not to lose these. And you can imagine that this has probably been blown in over the years. You can imagine people have gobbed in it. So just give it a quick wipe in there, and then set that to one side. We don't need that for the minute. And then we'll do the same with the bottom half. Just give it a little wipe in there, and give that a wipe over. So all in there, looks pretty good. Happy with that. Yeah, nice and clean, no damage. So we've set the casing away, and now we're looking at the game board, most important part. Game board looks in good condition. There's no damage on there, so this is what you're looking for. And as you can see on the contacts, there's some just general wear and tear, a bit of scuffing across the bottom. I mean, they do come a lot worse than this, obviously. But this is generally what you're likely to receive, something in this kind of condition where it's got a bit of wear. It most probably won't work first time. When you try it, it'll take a bit of persuasion. So I'm going to show you now how we clean this up and get rid of these marks and make it look a lot cleaner for a better contact. And so as soon as you take close up, so it's not real dirty. There is dirt on there, but we want to get it to look a lot cleaner than that. So I'll show you the process that I use for doing this. So just remember, I mean, you can't really put these in wrong anyway, but that's how I took it out. So it's this way down on the back, against the back of the tray, like this. So let's get the first thing we need. So what I use is Brasso. So this is basically metal polish for copper, steel, chrome and whatnot. So this is what I use to clean the contact. So there's some more to it, so I'll come back to that in a minute. Now this is quite empty, so I'm going to have to tip it up a little bit. Then you want some these like cotton buds. There are other names for it, I'm sure, if you're from overseas, but these are cotton buds over here, or Q-tips I think they're referred to as elsewhere. So we'll get a couple of those ready. So what we do, I'll give that a little shake. Now I'm going to have to be careful when I pour this because it is getting low, so I should just keep an eye on what I'm doing. For a moment, you can see it there. I'm just going to dip it in. There we go. So we just want to, you don't want to saturate it, but you want enough on there to do the job. So what you do, just get that and give it a rub across the contacts. Just turn the cotton bud every so often, and then just immediately spin it over with your clean side and buff it off. And you'll see that all that shit has come off from just that one side, so you can see already the difference. There's one more step we're going to take after this, so we'll come back to that. So discard this one and use a fresh tip. Again, same process. Get a little bit on the bottom of the tip. So it's not absolutely drenched. So what you don't want to press it on here and it all runs across the board. You don't want to be absolutely soaking it, but you want enough on there to do the job. So again, just kind of rub press, you know, fairly hard, and just kind of turn it as you go. There we go. Then spin it over, buff it off. And there we go. That's the dry end, and that's the wet end. So we've now got 2 tips per game is generally what I use. So as you can see already, that is like brand new. Now what you want to do is get yourself some of this, some isopropyl alcohol, which is basically just rubbing alcohol. This is just in a little small pot. I do need to get some more of this, but I find this easy to work with in this little pot because it's easy to apply. So the third tip here that I took out, basically take the lid off and then just apply a few drops to that on one end. And all this is basically going to do is clean off any excess brasso that's on the contacts that you don't want on there, that will kind of like go cloudy and potentially leave like a film on your contacts which you're going to stick in your system, which you don't really want to do. So again, just use the same one, it's absolutely fine. There's plenty on there. You just want enough just to take off the excess. You can see there was a bit of excess film on there, and then buff that off like so. And that now, if I can just check that in my own light, yep, so there we are. So that now is like brand new, as close as you're going to get. Now there is one method I would strongly suggest you don't use, and that is sandpaper. Some people, I've seen it myself, I've bought games that have had this treatment where they run sandpaper over the contacts to make a good contact. All that's going to do is destroy the contact and make it worse, and it looks awful. You don't need to be so, so harsh. It's only a delicate board. You don't want to damage the contacts, because once those tracks have been damaged, it's going to be very difficult to get the game to work. But I'm sure you'd agree that that is absolutely fine, no problem with that whatsoever. It's come up really nice and shiny, nice and clean, and that's all you want. You don't need to do any more than that, in my opinion. Again, people use different, we use window cleaner, people have used all manner of things, but this is what I use, and I'm sure you'll agree that it is it does a fantastic job. So we'll now stick all this back together. Just move this out of the way, don't want to knock it over because that'll make a mess. So lid on again, so just stick the game board back in the back like that, and then the top of the cartridge just slots in at the top on the hooks and down. Again, drop your little screws in the hole, and again what I do is just take the game bit out and just kind of by hand just get the bit to bite, and just get it kind of like finger tight. You don't want to say overdo it and round it off or snap the plastic in. That's hand tight now. Again, this side exactly the same thing, just twist it round so it's hand tight, and then literally just give it a little press down, little nip. That's all you want to do. You don't need to go overkill and you say round it off, just a little turn, and that's it. See, the board doesn't rattle around, it's not loose, and that is it. That should now work first time. It's come up really well. Again, discoloration in the back, nothing we can do about that. The only thing I suggest that is if you've got a game that's no good, a bad game that you don't particularly want, that's got a nice back, just swap the back. Just swap the back for a nice one to make your cartridge in as good condition as possible for the game that you would prefer to have in a better condition perhaps. So there we are, guys. That is my method on cleaning my cartridges. Obviously this method is the same with NES, Game Boy, Mega Drive, Master System, N64. Also a vast majority of cartridge based systems. This is a pretty good method to use in my opinion. I said I've cleaned all my NES games, my Super NES games and my Game Boy cartridges in this method without any problems at all. Yeah, and that's kind of my way of cleaning my games. So I hope you enjoyed the video. you know, feel free to leave some feedback, leave some comments, any questions perhaps. I'll do my best to get back to you, and yeah, give us any pointers if you need them. But yeah, good luck in cleaning your collection up, guys. Hopefully it will stop the common flashing light or blank screen that you put on when you put these games in, and they should work first time. So thanks for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I shall catch you again soon for the next installment. Take it easy.